on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the time?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have lost 3 of their last 4 games after losing to the Washington Nationals 6-4 Monday night. Monday morning, when the Dodgers visited the White House to be honored by President Trump for winning the World Series last season, all the players and staff wore a suit and tie. Somebody should have made the suggestion that everybody in the Dodgers group wear a number 42 Jackie Robinson jersey to the ceremony. That would have been a huge statement and a message to Trump that the Dodgers organization firmly stands behind Major League Baseball's first black player. Under orders from Trump, the U.S. Defense Department 2 weeks ago removed a story from its website about Robinson's military service before he signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947. Enormous criticism of the move forced the Defense Department to put Robinson's story back on their website. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, this is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and for over 20 years, Parkside Economic Development Corporation has served Leimert Park and surrounding communities, empowering tomorrow's leaders and changing lives. Parkside EDC has awarded over $400,000 in college scholarships while sharing economic principles of the Big Five of money with students and their families. Parkside EDC partners with organizations like the Brotherhood Crusade to assure our youth have the financial acumen to succeed. Parkside EDC provides families and businesses with financial insights, offering free online, on-site, and on-air B-Warp presentations. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Programs helps our community acquire, sustain, and pass down legacy wealth. High school seniors can apply for this year's scholarship awards at parksideedc.org. Scholarships will be awarded at Parkside EDC's Gospel/Jazz Brunch on Sunday, April the 27th. For details, tickets, or donations, please visit parksideedc.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
What you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? What you gonna do? You wanna get down? What you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the people saying, get down on it. Come on and get down on it. If you really want it, get down on it. You gotta feel it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it.
I'm Tavis, Smiley. Let that ride, Miles. It sounds awfully good. Cool in the Gang. I'll tell you why we're playing that in just a second. On the B side of this hour, a conversation with actress Sky P. Marshall on her rather fascinating journey from high school prom queen to the U.S. Air Force to now a starring role on the CBS reboot of Matlock. We'll talk to Sky P. Marshall on the back side of this hour. Why am I playing Cool in the Gang? One, I like this track. But the real reason is because the musical director and keyboardist for Cool in the Gang, Curtis Fitzwilliams, is in studio right now to discuss a very special posthumous jazz project from Cool in the Gang's co-founder, George Brown. The project is called Jazz in Paris. We'll talk about that and give you some sound from that as we move through this hour. I'm just laughing though, Curtis. I can call you Fitz. Can I call you Fitz?
Absolutely.
Yeah. First of all, it's good to see you, man.
Go back.
Yeah, we go back. Yeah, way back.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, number one. And number two, I love when an artist comes in and they hear their stuff and they start grooving to their own stuff.
You got to groove to get down on it, man.
I ain't mad at
It's impossible not to.
I ain't mad at you, man. Y'all been at this a long time.
It's been some decades.
Yeah.
And, I didn't start at the very beginning.
Sure,
I would've been
sure.
too young. But,
Yeah.
they probably began in like 65, 66, 67, close to the 70s. And then I joined in 1981, but they had already forged such amazing product and music and vibes.
And the thing about it is, we could do this all day long if we had the time. I want to get to the George Brown project, of course.
Absolutely.
But you think about Kool and the Gang, I think about all the songs that are not just on the soundtrack of our lives, but a number of songs in the Kool and the Gang, universe that have become anthems. I mean, obviously, Celebration is chief among them, but y'all got some anthems, man.
We hear Hollywood Swinging.
Yeah.
All the ads and
Absolutely.
Jungle Boogie, stuff like that, and then Get Down on It, something like that. Ladies' Night, how about that?
Sure.
Summer Madness, though.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And we go there.
I'm quoting Prince now. So many hits, so little time. So many hits, so little. Y'all got some hits, man. Kool and the Gang got some hits.
It's a good show list, man.
Yeah. And you guys still touring, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All the
We're
time.
getting around all over the world. We're very blessed.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
What's the response to Kool and the Gang like abroad?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've played from Malaysia to Germany. We'll go to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
We get it all in, man. South America, and it's always just really, really, really phenomenal. It's great.
Yeah. What is it like? And I'll get to George in a minute, I promise. But what is it like being the musical director for an iconic band? And I ask that because whenever we go see concerts, and everybody knows what I'm talking about here. You go see a concert, and whoever the star is, he or she at some point introduces the band.
Right.
Every show, right? You introduce the band. And then they typically close, or at some point they're going to say, and so-and-so playing so-and-so, who's also our musical director.
Oh, wow.
You get this every night, right? When you guys are on tour. So every time we go to a concert, we see at some point, again, the musical director introduced. What does it mean to be a musical director of an iconic band?
The show is pretty much put together, obviously, before we hit the stage, a lot of rehearsing. Right. It's tightened up quite well before we present it. Mm-hmm. But then there's certain elements of the show where, you have to grab certain cues for the guys. Mm-hmm. There's certain endings where, okay, where are we going to end it? Right. And they're going to look to the music director, in this case, be me, for maybe like the final drop. Right. There are times when you might want to make adjustments not during the show, but before a show. Mm-hmm. Certain segues, certain collection of songs. We do different lengths of shows. So you have an hour, 90 minutes, maybe 75 minutes, and it's up to me to figure out maybe, what the order of the song should be. Generally, it's the same order, but some things have to come out. Right. I thought you were going to mention how sometimes people go, man, y'all didn't play this, you didn't play that.
Yeah, no, that happens. That happens in every show, right? I mean,
it's difficult, man.
I have this way. I do this all the time. Whenever I go to a show, I always play this game with myself after the show to think of all the hits that the artist didn't play.
Right.
I just do it all the time. I mean, because you see, you go, you have a great time, it's an amazing show, and then on the way out, you start thinking, man, they didn't play this.
Exactly.
They didn't play this. Yeah. They didn't play this. And again, certain artists, back to Prince, so many hits, so little time. Yeah, There's no way that Prince could play all his hits in one show. Kool and the Gang, forever. You can't play all your hits in one show. No, you just got, it's a blessing, right?
Yeah,
you got all these hits. But ultimately, is it the musical director who decides their run of show, the playlist, on any given night?
Yeah. And it's generally for the length of the show that we have.
Right.
If it's 60, 75, 90. Yeah. And it's tough, man, on those short ones.
Yeah. So now this really is getting good. So when we come forward, I want to ask.
Yes.
So what's the shortest? So you gave me these lengths. So you got 90, 75. The shortest show you guys do is what? What's the in terms of minutes? 75? 60?
60.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 60 is the shortest show.
Yeah, I
Generally.
mean, there's some
Okay.
private shows where they really only want
Okay.
a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we come forward, I want to ask the musical director
Uh-oh.
for Cool in the Game. If you ain't got but 60 minutes, I want to know the stuff that you have to do. Again, you got all these hits,
Yeah.
right? But you can't do everything. So I'm curious, in a 60-minute show, just maybe 5 tracks that you have to do, or y'all gonna get cussed out, and it's gonna be a throwdown before you leave the stage. I'll do that when we come forward,
Okay.
and then of course we'll talk about the new project called Jazz in Paris, from Cool in the Gang's co-founder George Brown. But our guest right now is the keyboardist and musical director for Cool in the Gang, Curtis Fitzwilliams, on Tavis Smiley.
Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. It's too hot, lady. Gotta cool this anger. What a mess we made so long ago. You were my love. Feeling the pain.
Generous listening.
Charitable listening.
It's why everybody wants to talk to Tavis. The conversation continues when we come forward.
After producing an award-winning climate justice campaign in 2024, KBLA Talk 1580 has gone all in on its 2025 Climate Justice plus Black Health Initiative. April is Minority Health Month, and Urban Family Focus, in partnership with Providence Health Systems, presents The Heart of the Matter. Providence doctors and health equity officers will participate in informative and life-changing conversations on hypertension, health equity, behavioral health, and community engagement. Don't miss these empowering conversations on Urban Family Focus every Saturday in April at 7 and Sunday at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sponsored by Providence, Southern California's largest and most comprehensive health care network. We've got a lot to talk about on KBLA Talk 1580. Download the KBLA 1580 app or log in to KBLA1580.com. I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. On KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping to make you the most knowledgeable person in your circle of friends. This is Tavis Smiley.
So any excuse to play Kool in the Gang works for me. It just so happens, though, that the excuse today is because the keyboardist and musical director for Kool in the Gang, Curtis Fitzwilliams, joins us live in studio right now to talk about a very special posthumous jazz project from Kool in the Gang's co-founder, George Brown. The project is called Jazz in Paris. I'm just now about to cue up some sound from that project for you, but you got a question to answer first. So the show is 60 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And, give me 3, 4, 5 songs that you have to do in this whole discography.
There is a block of songs that we finished. It is Ladies Night,
Ladies
Get
Night,
Down on It, Celebration.
Right.
We're not leaving without that.
Got to do those 3 for sure.
That's the block.
The block.
And we'll get requests. Can you guys play this? Throw that in. That block never changes.
Yeah.
That block is
what again now?
Ladies Night.
Ladies Night.
Get down on it.
And
Celebration.
That's the block.
That's the block.
It never moves.
It will not
Whether
move.
it's 60, 75, 90,
Nope.
or 6 minutes.
Exactly.
That block don't
block
move.
Is
see?
Locked.
That's why you talk to
the block.
That's why you talk to the musical director. Now, when you go to a Kool in the Gang show again, you're gonna hear that block, and you will say, "I heard that brother on Tavis one day say
my goodness.
that block don't move."
It's locked
So
on that block,
if you
bro.
go to a Kool in the Gang show, you know you're gonna hear at least 3 songs.
Yep.
You know you're gonna hear at least 3, and those are the 3. All right, I want to talk now about Jazz in Paris. This project from Kool in the Gang's co-founder George Brown. First of all, tell me a brief word. Say a word about George Brown.
George, prolific.
Yeah.
So in depth, so knowledgeable, well read. Just amazing person, very spiritual.
Yeah.
Family oriented, but his creativity, that's the way I would use the word prolific. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Tell me about this project, Jazz in Paris.
It is a very beautiful piece of work. We being Kool in the Gang discussed doing a jazz album for years. That's their origin.
Sure.
Their name was Jazzy Acts. That was the first name they had. So they love jazz. Years went on. We didn't do a Kool in the Gang jazz album, but George really wanted to implement the ideas he had in his heart. And he began the project many, many years ago, and he started putting together these very, very beautiful, melodic, harmonic, just layered songs. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish before he passed. And then I was tasked, along with Wolfgang Eichholz, to co-produce the record and bring it to completion. And it's just a beautiful piece of work.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have Miles in a second play this track, MDD. Before he plays it, say a word about this track.
Oh, the track is so funky, and it's an ode to Miles Davis. So it's Miles. It stands for Miles Dewey Davis. And George I believe he was working on possibly getting songs for a Miles Davis project, a movie. So it's just a lot of influence on this album with titles and the approach and some of the melodies and a lot of muted trumpet, which captures that Miles flavor.
I'm just laughing at you, looking at you, because for those who are watching right now, Fitz is obviously in studio. I'm just watching how you talk. So this is my job, pay attention to everything, right? You talk like this.
Oh,
you talk. Your hands are moving like you play the keyboard. Every time you talk, it's like you hit you strike a chord with your fingers. I don't know if you ever realize that or not. But when you talk with your fingers like you on the keyboard.
Crazy!
It's just in you, man. I'm just laughing like this nigga. This nigga does this all the time. He's talking, his fingers are moving. Anyway, that said, Miles, give me some MDD.
Yeah.
So when you do a tribute piece to Miles Davis, what elements need to be in that track?
I could go to the obvious, which I'll get to. I'll save that for last.
Sure.
the chord structures.
Yeah.
It's complex.
Uh-huh.
But then there's, it's this one has more of that like modern, with the beat.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to have a muted trumpet, man.
Yeah.
That trumpet just gives that's the character.
Yeah. What do you, that sound, that trumpet sound that Miles had. Talk to me about that sound. That muted sound. Yeah.
It's iconic. So every, trumpet players in all different genres, they'll use their mutes.
Yeah, sure.
But Miles, boy, it just has such a it's almost like you think of Miles, that's what you hear.
Yeah.
Like if you hear that, it makes you think of
Miles Davis, exactly. The minute you hear that muted horn,
Yeah. And he just made it almost, it just spoke of him.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
How many tracks are on the project?
11.
11 tracks, yeah. What was it like, picking this thing up and finishing it after George's transition?
Woo! Very emotional.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he left the palette of it. It was just beautiful. So the thing that I wanted to do along with Wolfgang, and I do have to mention, unfortunately, Wolfgang just passed about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
It's very sad. What we wanted to do was honor the vision that George left. So a lot of tracks weren't finished. And for me, being more of the musical part of the production team, the co-production team,
sure,
I just wanted to make sure I stayed within his vision, his emotion, his honor.
Yeah.
It's going to be legacy. But like, for instance, sure, I play keyboard. I also play sax and flute. But if I'm going to play the piano, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to give it color, but I want to make sure I stay within how George would want it and the ideas he left. And it was just wonderful to finish.
I want to play this track, Lisa, in a moment here,
Ooh, wow.
and have you say a word about that. But to your point, keyboard, sax, flute, I hate you. I hate people like you, man, that can play multiple instruments. I used to tease Prince all the time. Yeah, that Negro played every instrument on the album, sang the lead vocals, the background vocals, designed the album cover, shot the photo. I mean, Prince would do it all, as you well know, right? He's multifaceted.
Sure.
But how does one become proficient at multiple instruments?
Well, it starts with.
And you started where? What instrument?
I started with piano.
Okay,
and I was 5.5.
Right.
Moved on to, I believe, flute next.
Yeah.
It's it's blessings.
Yeah.
Right. I did have very supportive, loving parents. And I mentioned that, certain instruments catch my ear, and I wanted to try it. And then they would sacrifice, go get an instrument. And,
wow.
We would rent the flute at first,
Sure.
You study at school. I went on to saxophone from that. I had an uncle that played saxophone, and I squeaked my way to a tone. And then they're like, okay, it sounds like he could take lessons. He got a tone.
Yeah.
And, it was just I guess, something I was born to do.
No,
so
it's a blessing, man, to be able to play not one, not two, but 3 or 4 or 5, as some people do.
Tell
me about this track, Lisa, before we play this one.
Lisa is also another Miles flavored kind of song, and it's also dedicated to just someone that George had lost. It's Lisa Collins, Lisa Tyler Collins, and it was a daughter of one of their managers, Charlie Collins, back in the 70s.
Right.
And Charlie managed Kool and the Gang. He also managed Stevie Wonder. So they were just very close. So he entitled this to dedicate to her.
Okay. All right, Miles Lowe, give me some Lisa. That's funky. That is. Let that ride, Miles. That's funky.
Yeah.
While that's riding.
Yeah.
Speaking of George and George Brown and Kool and the Gang, you mentioned this earlier. the roots of this band is jazz.
Oh yeah.
How did they end up in that other space with all these hits?
Well, when you start, when the record company goes, you guys got to sell some records. Convert.
Yeah.
But what's really amazing is to take the complexities of the jazz and all the things, their influences, and then making it to those. Because listen to Jungle Boogie.
Yeah.
Open Sesame.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can hear the jazz influence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then subsequently they get JT, and then it's popping, but still that undercurrent of the. There's always some jazzy flavor you wouldn't believe if you listen to some of the horn arrangements. That would be with Cool's brother Ronald Bell, Khalis band, his Islamic name. Incredible. Every horn part he did.
Yeah.
Right. And he was one of the main producers and writers, along with George Brown. Yeah. And you hear those things in even something like Joanna.
Yeah.
With the beautiful horn arrangement.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
You mentioned JT. Let me just follow you right quick.
Yeah, bro.
I was saying earlier. He's smooth as butter, man.
Yeah. He's
on all those hits that JT sang on, his voice is just so smooth, and he always makes it sound effortless.
Absolutely.
Effortless. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the songs I consider a classic in the sense of how it's simple, too hot.
Yeah.
We were listening to that earlier.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to it.
Yeah.
It's keyboards, the bass, the beat, and that melody though, and where he sings, it's so intimate, and it's smooth, man. He's a smooth guy. And then when we were performing back in those heyday 80s, he would rock it, bro.
No. I should mention that the George Brown Ensemble is performing a special one-night-only performance of the album, Jazz in Paris. If you are fortunate enough to be in L.A., come into L.A., want to come to L.A., Thursday, April the 24th at the Sunrose. That's a beautiful venue. Have you been there before?
I've been to the Pendry.
Yeah.
I think I have walked in.
It's very nice. It's an intimate space.
Yeah.
It's a very intimate. Yeah, it's the perfect place for a project like Jazz in Paris.
Right.
It's a perfect venue. So they're at the Sunrose.
Yep.
In West Hollywood on Thursday, April the 24th. Showtime 7:30 and 10:30 if you are in LA or will be in LA again, or as I said, want to come hang out in LA. The Sunrose is an amazing venue. Again, so just one night only at the Sunrose in West Hollywood, Thursday, April 24th. Showtime 7:30 and 10:30. Again, if you're in the Southern California area. So you're performing, obviously.
Yeah, we're going to perform the songs from the album.
Yeah, from
the George Brown Jazz.
Have you guys done anything yet?
We haven't done it yet. We've been rehearsing.
Yeah,
this will be the first.
I was about to ask. This is your first gig?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the more reason to be at the Sunrose.
Come on out. Yes.
All the more reason to be at the Sunrose in West Hollywood on Thursday, April 24th for their very first performance.
Absolutely.
Of Jazz in Paris. What do you expect?
We're just gonna rock and roll it, man.
Yeah.
But jazz.
There you go. But jazz.
We're just gonna put it now. Give that live element to the songs on the record. We're so excited to perform it. Honor George. Because the album is it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You hear it just a little bit, you heard it. I mean,
it's an amazing piece of work. Yeah. So there you have it. Sunrose, Thursday, April 24th, 7:30 and 10:30 if you're in Southern California, and you'll be in the audience for the very first performance of the George Brown Ensemble performing tracks from this new project, Jazz in Paris. I am honored to have had in studio the musical director and keyboardist for Kool and the Gang, Curtis Fitzwilliams. Fitz, good to have you in, my friend. All the best to you, sir.
Man, thank you so much. It's my honor to be here.
My honor to have you here, man. Thank you so much. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
Why does Tavis say, when we come forward?
Because he's not going back.
And you don't have to go back either. Forward ever, backward never. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us? Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore clarified that he is not running for president in 2028 during an interview with the Baltimore Sun. The Democrat says instead he's focusing on re-election in 2026 to continue his work for the state. The Supreme Court ruled 5-4 to allow the DOJ to remove alleged Venezuelan gang members under the Alien Enemies Act, ending a lower court freeze and enabling President Trump to speed up removals. A Senate budget plan may face Republican opposition in the White House, with 2 conservatives vowing to vote against it. The Senate proposes $4 billion in cuts, while the House demands $1.5 trillion. GOP members Andy Ogles and Ralph Norman criticized the proposal as dead on arrival. And Florida won the men's college basketball national championship, defeating Houston 65-63 after rallying from a 12-point deficit. This is their first title since 2007. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the Tavis? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have lost 3 of their last 4 games after losing to the Washington Nationals 6-4 Monday night. Monday morning, when the Dodgers visited the White House to be honored by President Trump for winning the World Series last season, all the players and staff wore a suit and tie. Somebody should have made the suggestion that everybody in the Dodgers group wear a number 42 Jackie Robinson jersey to the ceremony. That would have been a huge statement and a message to Trump that the Dodgers organization firmly stands behind Major League Baseball's first black player. Under orders from Trump, the U.S. Defense Department 2 weeks ago removed a story from its website about Robinson's military service before he signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947. Enormous criticism of the move forced the Defense Department to put Robinson's story back on their website. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
Hi, I'm Dominique DePrima, and it's almost time to celebrate KBLA's 4th anniversary, coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
Made fresh daily in Leimert Park,
Los Angeles, California.
You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
You are indeed, and I'm grateful for that. We close today's program in conversation with actress Sky P. Marshall on her fascinating journey from high school prom queen to the U.S. Air Force to her starring role on the CBS reboot of Matlock. Sky, good to have you on this program. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me and giving me that prom queen, title. I haven't heard that in a while.
No, it's quite a journey, and I want to get to your journey here in just a second. But let me just do this. I want to just embarrass you at the outset of this conversation by reading something from one of our many listeners. Of course, this program is syndicated. We're heard all across the country, and I get messages all the time. But this one just sort of jumped out at me, and I thought I would start our conversation by reading this comment from one of our listeners. Hey, Brother Tavis. Somewhat to my surprise, I find that I've become a huge fan of Matlock, in no small part to the captivating presence of Sky P. Marshall. So much is my thraldom with Ms. Marshall that in regard to the drug company cover-up subplot of the series, I have on more than one occasion said to myself, please don't let it be the sister. Don't let it be Olympia. With that in mind, her switcheroo gotcha moment that concluded the most recent episode was giddily scintillating. Hats off to Ms. Marshall and everyone involved for making Matlock binge-worthy viewing. All right, how does that strike you, Sky?
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that so much. And yeah, you have no idea. Walking through the streets of Brooklyn, New York, I have so many people coming up to me like, it better not be you, sis. Like, come on, please tell me it's not you. And I just play dumb. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm usually not a safe space for secrets, but this one I have held close to the chest because I cannot wait for the audience to see the last 2 episodes, especially this Thursday's episode titled I Am That Too.
Yeah. I should mention for those who have not seen Matlock as yet, most of you have, it's obviously a huge hit for CBS. CBS on Thursdays at 9 p.m., streams on Paramount+. So there you have it. So Sky's already teed up this episode this coming Thursday. So I want to just spend a few minutes here. I don't have a lot of time, but I want to spend a few minutes talking about this journey, as I said, and then, of course, I heard your chuckle. High school prom queen to the U.S. Air Force to a starring role on Matlock. How did all that happen?
I honestly thought that winning prom queen was going to be my biggest accomplishment in life. I thought that there was going to be like a prom queen society and like we were going to have meetings once a year. I was going to get discounts at Home Goods, and that didn't happen. But it did allow me to realize that my competitive spirit can be acknowledged, recognized, and rewarded if I'm a good person. And that's what happened to me my senior year of high school. I was a good person to everybody. Going to Lincoln Park High School in Chicago, you have some of the most prestigious families in the city in the same district as Cabrini Green, people on projects. And to be able to connect and be authentic and liked by both communities was such a satisfaction and a goal for me that when I was crowned senior year, it was just like, wow, what other communities can I reach out to that I can connect with? And then I went to the military because I didn't have money to pay for college. But I remember my mom always instilling in me the importance of, not just having the diploma, but learning just the skill set when it comes to teamwork and responsibilities and being reliable. And so when I went to the U.S. Air Force, I got Uncle Sam to pay for my school, and so he was my sugar daddy and bought me all my books and got me through college.
Yeah.
And that was incredible. I was stationed at Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Where I worked in the hospital, from family practice to pediatrics to records to labor and delivery. And I volunteered in the ER. And so with that experience, when I got out of the military, I continued to work in the OR at a plastic surgery clinic in Chicago while I was going to college full time at Northeastern Illinois University. Didn't have any college debt, which was amazing. And I graduated with honors and started working at a big pharmaceutical marketing firm in New York City. So the irony is not lost on me when I got the pilot script for Matlock. But 2 years into working corporate New York, my spirit was just unsettled. I was just constantly being reminded, mostly in my dreams, that my life was meant to be bigger than a sterile cubicle environment where I was being judged by my PowerPoint presentation. And I just, it was relentless. And I decided, after battling internally with myself as far as my deserving feelings and me having to, process my ego of telling me all the things I didn't have and what I wasn't, right before my 28th birthday, I said, you know what, self, I dare you to suck. I dare you to go out there and just suck. I dare you to just go have fun, because military, college, and corporate New York, it's not fun for me. I've accomplished these goals that my parents had set out for me. But what about that inner child that keeps visiting me in my dream, who's really pissed? And I did. I got in my car and I went to LA, and I was like, right before my 28th birthday, which in Hollywood, that's like 48th birthday. And, I didn't have a rep. I didn't, I still don't have a talent agent. Look at that. I have a great manager, but I still don't have an agent. And you look at my IMDb resume, you'll see that it started with co-star, the one line on that one show, to the top of show guest star, to more than one episode. And then I got my first series regular called Good Sam on CBS, and it was a medical drama. I had 6 years in the hospital. So, going into that, I was just like, catecholinergic, polymorphic, ventricular tachycardia. Next, like, I was locked in. I was so familiar with that environment that I didn't even have to try. It wasn't even acting. And I was able to book that and film it in Toronto, a season 1. One of my executive producers on Good Sam happened to be the showrunner creator of Matlock.
Wow.
So when Good Sam got canceled, I then auditioned for Matlock, but I had to start at the bottom, because you really have to earn that opportunity to go toe to toe with a national treasure like Kathy Bates.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went through every round. No matter who you know, you're going to have to make your way up to a chemistry read with Miss Kathy Bates. And I did. And we just hit it off like a Cadillac on 4 flats. And next thing I know, when I left the audition, she said, she turned around and was like, it's her, right? And I was the underdog, which Kathy's familiar with, because so was she when she auditioned for Misery. They had a bunch of A-listers that they were pitching, like Bette Midler, and, thank God Robert Reiner gave, Kathy Bates, the great actress from the stage. And she gave me that opportunity, and I am still pinching myself.
I did not want to interrupt that at all, because I wanted all of that. And I'm glad you gave me all of that, because it is such a fascinating journey, as I said, from high school prom queen to the U.S. Air Force. Most of you know, you've heard me say many times, my father, who passed away last year, served many, many years in the Air Force. I'm always fond of Air Force people. And now you're a star on Matlock. It is quite the journey. And I love the fact that she said to herself, I dare you to suck. I dare you to suck. I just dare you to get out and just, take the risk of falling on your face, flat on your face. But she didn't. And now she's one of the stars with Kathy Bates on the reboot of Matlock. When we come forward, I want to ask Sky a couple of things. I want to start when we come forward, asking her all these years later what her takeaways are from having been in the military and in corporate America. I believe that our lives are the sum total of our experiences, and we bring everything with us when we show up. So I'm just fascinated as to what she brings with her when she shows up now on Matlock, from her military experience, from her corporate experience. Then we'll talk, of course, about working with Kathy Bates. She's one of the stars of the CBS reboot of Matlock, Thursdays at 9 p.m. on CBS. Her name is Sky P. Marshall, and I'm honored to have her right now on Tavis Smiley.
Hope, agency, dignity. This is Tavis Smiley.
Can you dig it? Come on!
Before the fire, Altadena was a real-life Wakanda. A thriving black oasis just 15 miles from downtown Los Angeles. 80% black residents were homeowners, building intergenerational wealth against the odds. It was a hub of black-owned businesses, churches, and cultural institutions. It stood as a symbol of black resilience and economic independence. Then, in a matter of hours, it was gone. The fire tore through homes, swallowed businesses, and left behind a painful void. But was it just an unstoppable act of nature, or was negligence involved? Did officials ignore early warning signs? Were the response efforts delayed or insufficient? What role, if any, did corporate or government failures play? Survivors are demanding answers. Don't miss our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall. The Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting, on Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center, 1081 North Fair Oaks in Pasadena. Join Dominic DePrima, Nee Cordelai Corte, James Swar, Tavis Smiley, and a panel of survivors, community leaders, and experts as we commemorate Day 100 since the wildfires flared up, and we discuss where we go from here. It's KBLA's Eden Altadena Fire, 100 Days and Counting Town Hall, Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center in Pasadena. Light refreshments to follow. Admission is free, but sign-up is required at our KBLA1580.com website. The first 100 attendees will receive a complimentary air purifier. This is a community call to action, brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Let's get back to more of this rich dialogue with Tavis Smiley.
Wait up, Maddie. Oh, there she is. All decked out for her victory lap.
Just reminding everyone that we do it backwards and in heels. Oh, can you make drinks tonight? I want to take our whole team out to celebrate.
Oh, shucks. Alfie's got some biology thingamadoodle, and I'm on cut and glue duty.
Cut and glue duty is important. But we're good, right? You and me? These last few weeks with Slammed have been slammed. And I just want to say that I clearly couldn't have done it without you. And when I make partner, knock on elevator, I'll need you by my side.
Well, good, because that's where I'm posting up.
They don't come much better than Kathy Bates. She is one of the best thespians I've ever met. I had the honor of interviewing Kathy any number of times over the course of my career, so we go back. But what's it like working alongside, or as that clip just said, having Kathy Bates at your side on Matlock, Sky P. Marshall?
Honestly, it's like being in the sandbox with, the most playful kid in the yard.
Yeah.
Kathy, from right out the gate, was just so playful and so authentic, and she'll keep it 100. Like, if you make a joke, she doesn't give courtesy laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to land it, and she is very connected to like different cultures and communities and generations. Like, one time I joke because one time I accidentally blocked her light and she was like, "Get out of my light." And I was like, "Oh, relax." And she was like, "You can catch me outside. How about that?" And I said, "What did she just say?" And then one day she came up to me and she was like, do you get jiggy with it? I was like, I did 10 years ago. I did. We're gonna get you updated. But I could joke with her. We could joke with each other. We're very straight shooters, and she still loves rehearsing, which is great. Which is not often that happens in television these days. They just go straight to shooting and blocking.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows everybody's name, from the background artists to the cater waiters. She is just such a unique and authentic individual that I am so blessed to have as a masterclass.
Yeah.
Because acting with Kathy really is not acting at all.
Yeah.
You just have to be present. And when you make eye contact and really listen to what she's saying and how she's saying it, the emotions come.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
No, it's a blessing. I listened to you tell that story, and I have similar stories over the course of my career. It is blessing. It's a blessing to have that kind of access, to be a student in a master class of that level, with Kathy Bates, of course, being the professor. So I envy you being in relationship to someone who's as good as Kathy Bates is at what she does. The show is Matlock. It airs on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on CBS, streams on Paramount Plus. When we come forward in our remaining moments with Sky P. Marshall, I want to get to those lessons, those takeaways from being in the military and being in corporate America. You're listening to Sky P. Marshall on Tavis Smiley.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found BenefitsCheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. BenefitsCheckup.org.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Sometimes he fails at fitting in, but we're okay with that. You're inside the Tavis Smiley Show.
So, Sky, we were talking about what a joy it is for you, and I'm sure for her as well, to work alongside Kathy Bates on Matlock. Did you meet anybody special when you did Good Sam?
Did I meet anybody special? I sure did when I was auditioning. The final audition for Good Sam is where I met Edwin Hodge, who I am now married to. And the wild part was the Friday before, I was unemployed and I happened to be scrolling through social media and I saw that a showrunner who created Good Sam cast Sophia Bush as her lead. And so I went on and I was like, oh my gosh, should I just directly message this woman to see if there's anything in there for me? I directly messaged the creator of Good Sam. She ended up asking for my number, and then she said, can you come to CBS today at 5:30? Remind you, it was like 2 p.m. to do 13 pages of dialogue for the studio executives. And I just got the audition. And I did the audition. She said, great, we'll see you Monday for the network test. I went to the network test. That's where I met Edwin. Had I not sent that direct message on Friday, not only would I have not met my now husband, but I also would not have gotten Good Sam, where I then met the producers of Matlock. And so for me, it's being able to decide what it is that you want. And when you get that call to action, you have to act on it. You have to know what you want and where you want to go, but you can't get caught up in the clarity. Because you have to move towards what you want and then the path reveals itself. But you have to dare yourself to act without coming up with reasons not to.
That's rich. That is rich. I'm going to start calling you the right Reverend Dr. Sky P. Marshall. Because you are.
I'll take it.
No, you preaching now. I just wanted to weave in that Good Sam connection because I know that's where you met your husband. And everybody loves a great love story. So I'm glad you took a moment to share that love story. I've got 2 minutes left. I'll give it all to you. What are your takeaways, having been in the military and in corporate America before you became one of the stars of Matlock?
Yes, military and corporate New York, that's my formal training as an actor. That is where I learned the skill set of processing fear. And I think that's the biggest hurdle when it comes to us accomplishing our dreams, is that the fear keeps us from actually believing that we deserve it. And in order to, and I was trained in the most sophisticated way on how to process fear through the military and corporate New York. But once you identify what you want, please do what I did. Get some clippings, print it out, put it on the wall, see it, see the vision, because what you frequently see is your frequency. Whatever you believe in, that's your connective, and you are being held accountable for what it is that you want. But at the same time, check in with yourself to see where your deserving feelings lie. And that's what I had to do. So when people say it takes 10 years to be an overnight success, it took me 10 years to really believe that I deserved it, and not just deserve it, but that I was worthy of it. Not because I didn't go to Juilliard or Yale, but because life taught me how to process fear, and use my trauma, use my heartbreak, use the experience that I went through in Chicago and New York and military and divorced parents and, broken relationships and betrayal. Use that, and I took it into the room and I hijacked these characters. So a lot of the things that you see with my character Olympia on Matlock is me processing a lot of stuff that I was trying to avoid. And I'm doing it in front of millions of people. I'm just hijacking the character.
I see why. She is the star that she is. Her name is Sky P. Marshall. Of course, you know that. She's one of the stars of the CBS reboot, Matlock, alongside Kathy Bates. Matlock airs 9 p.m. on CBS on Thursdays, streams on Paramount Plus. You do not want to miss this Thursday's episode. I can't tell you more, but I can tell you that. You don't want to miss this Thursday's episode. Sky, an honor to have had you on this program. Delighted in this conversation. Thank you. We'll do it again, I hope, somewhere down the road.
I can't wait to come back.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Just like that, 3 hours gone. Back here tomorrow for more of Tavis Smiley. Until then, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Black Maryland